Hi everyone, a very warm welcome to your Hypopressives Flows playlist. So when you're ready, come and join me on the mat. So we're going to be started in seated position. So if you feel comfortable to cross your legs, then please do so. So we're going to be dorsiflexing our toes about 10 or 20%. So we're just raising the toes just for that activation at the back of the legs. If it's comfortable for you to do so, just raise the knees up just a centimetre or so, just for a little bit more engagement. So we're focusing on our posture and our alignment. So just making sure that that rib cage is stacked on top of the pelvis and we're not tucking forward or tucking back. If you can imagine a piece of string drawing you up towards the ceiling, so we want a lovely lengthened waist, spine, neck and head. So when you're ready, we are going to be placing our hands in the low V position, so palms are facing forward. Just check you can still see them in your peripheral vision. We're going to be internally rotating the hands so that they come into first position ballerina. So just check at this point that your shoulders are away from your ears, the elbows are out towards the side and eye line is straight ahead. So when you're ready, we're going to be doing 3 breaths. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Let's do one more. So breathing in softly through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. Take a breath in when you're ready. And then we're going to raise the hands to second position ballerina. So they're just level with my chest. I've got a gap of about a hand width in between my hands, elbows out to the side. Just check that your spine is lovely and lengthened. When you're ready, 3 breaths. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing into the rib cage and into the back. And breathing out through the mouth. Just one more. So breathing into the rib cage and into the back. And breathing out gently through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. Take a breath in when you're ready. Okay, so we're going to open the hands to the T position here. So you can still have a nice soft bend in the arms if that's more comfortable. So the palms are facing forward. Just check that you can still see them in your peripheral vision and they're not too far forward or too far back. And just check again that that pelvis is stacked below the rib cage. Nice tall spine, neck and head. Make sure you're still flexing those toes as well. When you're ready, we just have 2 breaths here. So breathing in and breathing out. One more. So breathing in and breathing out. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. Take a breath in when you're ready. Okay, so we're going to circle the hands up into third position ballerina. Check that that rib cage is nice and still. So the hands are facing up towards the ceiling if that's possible. So when you're ready, 3 breaths. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. One more, breathing in As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage and take a breath in when you're ready. And then you can slowly lower the hands back down. Well done, everyone. Give yourself a bit of a shake out. So we're going to transition now into quadruped, into Gaia position. So when you feel ready, we're going to be moving on to our hands and our knees. If you want any extra cushioning, then you can always roll up the yoga mat underneath your knees. So we're going to set ourselves up now. So I've got my hands directly below my shoulders. I've got a nice strong shoulder girdle, so I'm not pushing forward or pushing too far up. My eye line is in between my hands. My knees and my feet are about hip width apart, and I have my toes flexed if that's comfortable for you. So I'm just checking that my pelvis is stacked directly above my knees. We'll have just 2 breaths here. So when you're ready, breathing in and breathing out. Just one more, breathing in and breathing out. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. Take a breath in when you're ready. And we're going to transition now down into Isis. So we're going to be placing our elbows where our hands are. So we're going to keep the rest of the body nice and still. So when you feel ready, come and join me with lowering the hands. So the elbows are now directly below the shoulder blades. So your eye line is more comfortable in between the knees. So when you're ready, just 2 breaths. So breathing in and breathing out. Just one more. Breathing in and breathing out. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. Take a breath in when you're ready. We're going to move into Isis now. So this is where the fingertips touch in that diamond position. So they're positioned like this. Okay, we're going to be having our forehead just lightly touching the mat. So it's just literally the hairline that's just touching the mat very softly. So there's no weight in my hands at all. It's my forearms and my hands which are taking the weight of my body. So 2 breaths in this position. So eye line again is in between the knees. So breathing in and breathing out. So we're breathing into the rib cage and into the back. And breathing out. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose. Slowly expand that rib cage. And then when you're ready, take a breath in. Okay, well done everyone. So again, if you need to shake out your hands or your wrists, then please do so. So for our next move, we're going to be moving into bridge position. So we'll be lying down on the mat. So when you feel ready, come and join me in bridge position. So I've got my feet and my knees about hip width apart. If it's comfortable for you to flex your feet, then you just flex your feet about 10 or 20%. So I'm just checking in that my pelvis is in a nice neutral position. So my hands are in the low V position. So the palms are just pressing in to the mat, just lightly, about 10 or 20%, just for balance and stability. My eye line is up towards the ceiling, and I'm just checking that my shoulders are away from my ears. So nice tall spine, neck and head. We'll have 3 lovely breaths in this position. So breathing in and breathing out. So breathing into the rib cage and into the back. And breathing out softly through the mouth. Just one more. So breathing in through the nose. And breathing out gently through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose. Slowly expand that rib cage, and we're just going to stay here in this lovely static position. Take a breath in when you're ready. Okay, so we're going to be moving up now into full bridge position. So if that's something you might want to explore with me, then please place your feet so the soles are flat on the mat, and just make sure that the ankles are just directly below the knees, so it gives you that extra support when we're lifting up. So again, the hands are just pressing in to the mat, just 10 or 20% for balance. So the hands are in that low V position. So eye line again is up towards the ceiling, and we just have 2 breaths in this position. So when you're ready, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage. So we're going to be pressing the palms into the mat for that support and stability as we lift up into full bridge position. So we want a nice line from the knees to the torso. Take a breath in when you're ready. And then you can slowly lower down. Okay, lovely everyone. So we're going to transition now into supine position. So when you feel ready, just extend the legs long. So I'm just checking to make sure that my feet and my knees are about hip width apart. I've still got a soft bend in my knees, and I'm going to flex my toes up towards the ceiling, just 10 or 20%. So just checking with your pelvis now, just to make sure it's in that lovely neutral position. When you feel ready, we're going to have the hands in the low V, so the palms this time are facing up towards the ceiling. And we're going to rotate so that we come into first position ballerina. So that's where the fingertips are facing each other. There's a gap of about hand width in between your hands. Elbows are out to the side and eye line is up towards the ceiling. So when you're ready, 3 breaths. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. So breathing into the rib cage and into the back, and breathing out softly through the mouth. Just one more. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage, and we're going to raise the hands during the breath hold up to second position ballerina. So the palms now are facing the ceiling. Okay, lovely. So we just do 2 breaths here. So breathing in and breathing out. Just one more. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. As we pause, close the mouth and the nose, slowly expand that rib cage, and if it's comfortable, we're going to be raising the hands over our head and towards the back of the mat, but try and keep that pelvis and that rib cage nice and still, so the hands don't need to touch the mat. Take a breath in when you're ready. And then you can slowly lower the hands back down to the mat. Super work everyone. If you want to hug your knees into your chest and do a few circles or rocks from side to side just to relax the body, then please do so. And then when you're ready, if you just want to roll over onto one side And then when you're ready, just slowly push yourself up into seated position. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and do give me a like, a share or a comment. It's lovely to know how you're getting on, and I look forward to seeing you at the next video.